Convicted felon Donald Trump is in a position he's never been in his entire life. It's called accountability. And he is more unhinged, delusional, insane than he even normally is. And on a regular basis, he makes no sense and he's not tethered to reality. But he's now backed into a corner and he's like a caged animal, and he continues to embarrass himself, the American people, and every single person that watches his press conference, and particularly the heads of state that he has in the Oval Office, which he has vomited gold all over because he's so insecure. So let's start. Donald Trump, when asked about Epstein, he has a new thing that he does. He goes on and on about Obama, of course.
Real job, but what we found out is so horrible that Obama and a group of thugs cheated on the elections. They cheated violently.
Okay, Obama cheated on the election so Trump could win? What the fuck? That makes no sense. Barack Obama didn't cheat. The whole deal is nothing but a distraction. But what's so interesting about it is, okay, so Obama cheated on the elections so Donald Trump could win instead of Hillary Clinton. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. He's accused him of treason. He's put up AI videos on his Lie Social that Obama was arrested in the Oval Office, to the point that President Obama has now had to respond. And what he says, out of respect of the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with the response. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. And it goes on to say these findings, nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal. If you're a sane, rational person, you don't believe what Donald Trump says. You understand. It is a distraction. Say Epstein, Obama, say how great you know, question about Epstein. Oh, we're doing so good. They're doing so good that he is now reducing the price of prescription drugs over 1,000%.
Because they do lie terribly. We will have reduced drug prices by 1,000%, by 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 700, 600. Not 30 or 40 or 50%, but numbers the likes of which you've never even dreamed of before. And we're working very hard right now to get the other countries to lift up their prices a little bit and to get the drug companies to put it to them. And if they don't, the drug companies will have a lot of problems, and they are mostly agreed to it. And if the countries don't, then as an example, if it's Europe, I'll say that's okay. You're no longer allowed to sell cars in America. You're no longer allowed to have Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, or any of the other many cars, and they will say, oh, I love the idea of lower drug prices for America.
That makes no fucking sense. That makes no sense. There is your Wharton graduate. He's going to reduce the price of prescription drugs by 1,000, 1,100%. And instead of doing anything about actually the cost of prescription drugs, he wants Europe to raise their prices on prescription drugs. And if they don't agree to raise their prices, he's going to stop allowing European car companies to sell cars in the United States. That makes no fucking sense. None of it. It's absolutely, completely, and totally unhinged. What is he talking about? Don't you know that people in Europe are looking at him going, he's reducing the price of prescription drugs by 1,100%, or we can't sell cars in America? Like, this makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. But, you know, we're so used to this. But here he is in the Oval Office. And my guess is, trying to make sense of it, he thinks he's praising the president of the Philippines. And here's the thing. Remember, just a few short weeks back, Tulsi Gabbard was on the outs. She was not in the room talking about the attack on Iran because she was on the outs with the president. And so what does she do when he needs the distraction? She throws all this bullshit out about Obama. So this is what he says at a press conference about Tulsi Gabbard.
Director of National Intelligence. Oh, where's Tulsi? She's like hotter than everybody. She's the hottest one in the room right now.
Okay. What the fuck? First of all, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard's so hot. I mean, that tells me all I need to know. Tulsi Gabbard's so hot. That's how you're going to address the Director of National Intelligence. That tells me how intelligent you are, is what that tells me. And then I think Trump, what I'm trying to do is make sense of what he says, which I know is an impossible task. But I think he's trying to praise the leader of the Philippines, but he just comes off like a complete dipshit.
And he has these think tanks, and they build buildings for people that think. And it's really not thinking. It's a little bit of combination of thinking, but it's something you sort of have or you don't have. They don't. The job he's done is just terrible. He ought to raise interest rates. We would.
What? You have buildings, they think, and they build buildings? Like, is a think tank? He's never heard of a think tank. I mean, think tanks have been around since I've been alive, and that's quite a long time ago. And then after the leader of the Philippines leaves, he posts on Live Social about him and calls him by the wrong fucking name. President Ferdinand Marcos. He's been dead since 1989, which brings me back to where are the people around him that are smart? Where is the person that reviews what the president of the United States puts out for public consumption? Where is the person in his administration that says, actually, Hitler did not give a speech from the Eiffel Tower? Actually, sir, as he likes to be called, we need to work on your makeup. Actually, sir, you can't say that. You can't put that on Truth Social because it is a lie. There is nobody around him that will help him not be an unhinged, senile pawpaw that came out of the old age home for the day. And this motherfucker has the nuclear secrets. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then, okay, so he is bragging about all his success in Saudi Arabia. Let's hear it.
Incredible. And when I was in Saudi Arabia, we took back $5.1 trillion. We went to Qatar, we went to Saudi Arabia and UAE. Great leaders, all three. And great. They were great. And they invested, when I say took it back, I mean took it back in terms of an investment in the country, $5.1 trillion with a T, trillion dollars.
Okay, let's fact check that, Kylie, because he's just, it's too much. Okay, so then we see what actually happened in Saudi Arabia and what the true investment is. Number one, $5.1 trillion is 5 times the entire GDP of Saudi Arabia. Dude, if you have a lie, make it believable. Make it something that's not so easily fact checked, like putting tariffs on islands with penguins. Like, these are easy mistakes to correct. And then it says Saudi direct investment in the U.S. is nowhere near $5.1 trillion. According to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, their total direct investment position in the U.S. is in the single-digit billions, not trillions. But this is a man that the truth doesn't matter to. And what I fear here, I think he believes that. I think he went in and said, Qatar wants to give me a plane, I fucking rule. Saudi Arabia is going to tell me whatever I want to hear. They're going to give Jared Kushner money. They're going to do all this stuff. They think I'm cool. So I am just going to lie, and I'm going to make myself feel better because he's so profoundly insecure. He has to act like that all these people are his friends. And he can't just say they invested millions of dollars in the United States, 5 trillion. Well, sorry, but that's just easily fact checked. Like, these are not difficult lies to disprove. But again, this is the first time Donald Trump is seeing accountability. And then, we're going to have 90 deals in 90 days, and it's just been a big fat dud. And the only thing that's suffering is the United States of America and its citizens, the brand, their, economic GDP. Citizens are paying more at grocery stores, Amazon, Walmart, everybody's paying more money. So everybody's asking, where are we going to have these 90 deals in 90 days? When is this going to work? Well, the answer to that question is we're past the 90-day mark. Nada. And here we have him. He is so proud to announce Trump says U.S. has agreed to a massive, not just a little deal, a massive trade deal with Japan that will include a 15% tariff. Japanese leader Ishiba, sorry about the pronunciation, says he needs to examine the details of the deals before commenting. Like, here's the thing. He did the exact same thing with China. We've got this great big huge deal with China. China's like, we don't have that. Like, he said the only deal he actually got was with the UK, and he called him the European Union. So why are we not talking about the fact that this man has the nuclear codes? He has people's lives in his hands very directly every day. He makes no sense. He slurs his words. He cannot enter reality. He's over in delusion land. And the rest of us are living in the shit sandwich that he has created that is our reality. But he's delusional because, Saudi Arabia gave him $5.1 trillion. I think he believes it. And nobody around him will help. Where's the 25th Amendment when you need it? Because if Jake Tapper doesn't get a book out of this, like he's saying people covered up for Biden, nobody in Trump's administration is able to cover it up because it's so bad. He is so bad. He is so unhinged. And that's not even talking about his malignant narcissism. That's just talking about his inability to communicate a thought without slurring or just absolutely making something up. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back with more news.